Stop everything you're doing, because what I'm about to share might just change the way you look at the coins in your pocket forever. Imagine holding a small, silver-colored coin, just 5 cents in face value. But in the right condition, it could be worth enough to buy a luxury car, or even a beautiful home. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. The coin I'm talking about is the 1972 Jefferson Nickel, a piece of American history that most people pass by without a second glance. Yet for collectors and experts, certain rare examples of this coin are worth an absolute fortune, possibly stretching into the millions. And the most exciting part? One of these could already be sitting in your change jar right now, just waiting to be discovered. Welcome to Coin Explorer, the channel where we unlock the hidden stories behind the coins you thought you knew and reveal the treasures that could be hiding right in plain sight. Today, we're diving deep into a small but extraordinary piece of currency, the 1972 Jefferson Nickel. At first glance, it's ordinary, just a 5-cent piece, copper nickel in composition, a dull silver tone in appearance, about 21.21 millimeters in diameter, and weighing just 5 grams. But as we're about to uncover, within this humble coin lies a tale of history, design mastery, minting intrigue, and an almost unbelievable collector's value. Let's rewind the clock to 1972, a fascinating year in American history. The Vietnam War was still unfolding. The Apollo program had just returned astronauts from the moon. Richard Nixon was president, and the nation was navigating both hope and uncertainty. In pockets and purses across America, the Jefferson Nickel was an everyday companion, a coin that had been in production since 1938, designed by Felix Schlag to honor the third president of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. On the obverse side of the coin, we see Jefferson's left-facing profile, his hair tied back in an 18th-century style, his expression calm yet determined. The word liberty is etched alongside the date, 1972, with the familiar national motto, "In God We Trust," circling the left edge. It's a portrait not just of a man, but of an ideal, the founding vision of the United States itself. Flip it over, and the reverse tells a story of architecture and legacy. Dominating the design is Monticello, Jefferson's stately Virginia home. Every line of the building, the dome, the columns, the balanced symmetry, is captured in precise relief. Above it, the Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," out of many, one. Below, the words, "Monticello," 5 cents, and "United States of America" anchor the design. This wasn't just currency. It was a pocket-sized work of art and a symbol of national pride. But what makes the 1972 Jefferson Nickel so special? Why can a coin worth 5 cents suddenly command a value that could rival the price of a sports car, or more? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and minting variations. While millions of Jefferson nickels were struck in 1972 at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a tiny number possess characteristics that make them incredibly desirable to collectors. Some were struck with exceptional sharpness and detail, known as full steps on the Monticello design, where every line of the steps is crisp and complete. Others display rare minting errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or unusual planchet flaws. These quirks transform an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors place immense value on full steps nickels. Why? Because achieving that level of strike quality requires perfect alignment, fresh dies, and flawless pressure, all conditions that are difficult to sustain in mass production. In 1972, such perfect strikes were scarce, and surviving examples in mint state condition are even scarcer today. Combine that with over 50 years of circulation wear, and you begin to see why pristine specimens are so rare. Now let's talk color and material. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel is made from a copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a durable, corrosion-resistant body and that signature silvery appearance. Under the right light, An uncirculated nickel shimmers with a faint golden hue from the copper beneath the nickel layer. It's not just metal, it's craftsmanship. Stories from the coin-collecting world add to the excitement. Take, for example, a collector in Ohio who, in 2019, purchased a bulk bag of mixed nickels from a small-town coin shop. Buried among the common dates was a 1972 D. Jefferson Nickel with a flawless full-step strike, graded MS-67 by a top certification service. When it went to auction, fierce bidding erupted, and the final hammer price soared to an eye-watering figure, enough to buy a brand-new luxury car. And that's just one example. Then there's the matter of error coins, the happy accidents of the minting process. In 1972, a handful of nickels left the mint with doubled die obverses, where Jefferson's portrait and the inscriptions appear slightly doubled under magnification. These are not just mistakes, they are treasures, because they happen so rarely. A high-grade doubled die from this year can command staggering sums at auction, especially when certified by PCGS or NGC. Why are collectors willing to pay so much for a small, everyday coin? The answer is partly emotional. Coins are tangible history. They've passed through countless hands, witnessed everyday transactions, and traveled across decades. To hold a rare 1972 Jefferson nickel is to hold a piece of 1970s America, a reminder of the era's politics, culture, and artistry. For some, it's nostalgia. For others, it's the thrill of owning something almost no one else has. The grading process plays a crucial role here. Raw coins might catch a collector's eye, but professional grading turns suspicion into certainty. A coin graded MS-65 or higher with full steps instantly leaps in value. Add a rare error to that, and you have a recipe for an extraordinary auction result. It's this intersection of rarity, preservation, and desirability that pushes values from a few dollars into the thousands, and in exceptional cases, into the millions. Here's the key takeaway. These coins are out there. They were never packaged in fancy boxes or marketed as special editions. They went into pockets, change jars, vending machines, and cash registers. That means anyone, you, me, the person next door, could stumble upon one. The challenge is knowing what to look for. So if you're ready to hunt, here's what you do. 1. Check the date. Look for 1972 with either no mint mark, Philadelphia, or the D for Denver. 2. Examine Monticello's steps. Can you see all 6 clearly without breaks? If yes, you might have a full steps nickel. 3. Look for doubling, especially on Jefferson's profile, Liberty, and In God We Trust. 4. Check the coin's condition. Scratches, wear, and dull luster reduce value, while sharp detail and brilliant shine increase it. 5. Get it graded. If you suspect you've found something special, send it to a trusted grading service. Remember, the value isn't just about the coin's physical properties, it's about its story. The 1972 Jefferson Nickel tells a tale of American history, of minting precision, and of the endless surprises that small change can hold. And that's why, even today, certain examples are worth a fortune. Not because they were made of precious metals, but because they've become precious in the eyes of collectors. The right combination of rarity, condition, and intrigue can turn this little nickel into a once-in-a-lifetime find. So the next time you get change at a store, don't just shove it into your pocket and forget it. Look closely, because somewhere out there, in someone's handful of coins, is a 1972 Jefferson nickel that could change their life, maybe even yours.